Butcher, the principal at Kennedy Elementary School in Barrow County, Georgia, which is the city of Winder, Georgia, right here. Thank you for joining us as we attempt to travel to all 50 states in the United States this summer through the reading of books. Today we're traveling 295 miles south, believe it or not, southeast to one of my favorite places to visit. Not a bucket list item because I've been there before, but might be the place where I would like to go when I'm done being a principal and retired. And that's the Isle of Palms, which is in the Isle of Palms, South Carolina. It's just outside of Charlotte. It is a barrier island on South Carolina. It's known for its beaches, great restaurants. Also, too, it's a great place to see sea turtles nest in that area. There's beaches, and it's not too far from Sullivan Island or Fort Moultrie, where you can see some American Revolution and Civil War items. It's also not too far from Charleston. Actually, the Isle of Palms school system is part of the Charleston system, Charleston County system, which serves over 50,000 students at over 85 schools. Actually, they're in District 2. There are 9 elementary schools there. I didn't have a principal for South Carolina, so if you know someone, please hook me up so we can interview you and find out a little bit more about your school in South Carolina. Today's book is Carl and the Meaning of Life. The author is Deborah Friedman. So this is our award-winning book, Carl and the Meaning of Life. Today's book is Carl and the Meaning of Life by Deborah Friedman. Carl and the Meaning of Life. Carl was not a bird. Carl was not a bear. Carl was an earthworm. He lived underground, moving, always moving, burrowing, tunneling, digesting dead leaves, feasting and casting, turning hard dirt into fluffy soil, day after day. Why? Asked a field mouse gathering seeds. Why do you do that? Why? Carl didn't know why, but now he needed to find out. So Carl stopped making fluffy soil. I'll be right back, he told the field mouse. See what happens. He spotted a rabbit. Maybe she knew. Why do I do what I do? He asked her. Oh goodness, dear, she said. I don't know. I do what I do for my babies. But Carl didn't have any babies. A fox appeared. Carl turned to the fox. Why do I do what I do? Who do I do it for? For whom? Replied the fox. Alas, my meal awaits. I'm here for the hunt. But Carl, he didn't want to hunt. Why are you talking to a fox? Cried a squirrel. Carl was startled because the field mouse is waiting and wants to know what I am here for. The squirrel declared, I'm here to plant trees. Trees are where I sleep. But Carl couldn't sleep, not high in a tree and not without an answer for the mouse. So he pushed on. What? And on. Hours turned into days until the soil was no longer fluffy. The ground around Carl turned batten and dry. Who? And while he continued to search for why, sigh. But the birds had flown off to find grasses and fluff. The bear trundled away to look for berries. Soon there was nobody left to talk to. What about me? Said Carl. The clouds were silent, so was the air. I will never find out, he sniffled. Then Carl heard his sniffle echo, followed by a squeak. I can't find any grubs, a voice cried. It was the saddest ground beetle he had ever seen. Carl peeked under a stone. No grubs. Then he poked the dirt. It was hard like rock. Where was his fluffy soil? Suddenly, Carl knew what he needed to do. I'll be back, he promised. For hours into days, weeks into months, Carl munched and digested, left castings and tunneled and turned the hard dirt back into rich soil. You made my seeds grow, said the mouse. Clover blossomed once again, and the rabbit came back with her kits. The squirrel returned to plant new trees. The fox was lured by the hunt, all of them able to do what they do. How? Well, why don't we ask Carl? Carl, in the meantime,